To the 4 people, possibly, that view my videos on a weekly basis, I know it's Friday and this is going up late, but Lola will not start. And electrical is not my strong suit. This is 7 pages of wiring diagrams and troubleshooting steps and a pinout for the ECM that I've been reading and trying to understand. But there's relays involved, and relays are complicated to me. And if you're like me, wiring it gets overwhelming to a point because you can go down a rabbit hole, and maybe that's not the issue that you should be chasing. So this weekend, at some point, if time allows, my father-in-law is going to come help me start to troubleshoot this more, because two sets of eyes is always better than one. And yeah, 2 sets of eyes is always better than one. And I think I got led down a rabbit hole that I'm not completely sure what's going on, if you know what I mean. But that doesn't stop us from moving forward. We're not going to give up on Lola, the S15, and we're not going to give up on this channel either. That being said, I'm not going to try and work too fast and not have a work-life balance of my family and the car. But sometimes it is discouraging to have your car sit like this and not start. I'm not going to sugarcoat things, and I'm not going to do the whole YouTuber build of, or Instagram build of, oh yeah, we just did some wiring diagnosis and the car runs now, and it's all hunky-dory, as someone might say. But the car's not going anywhere. I'm not selling it. It's also not going to be a drift car unless someone totals it out, which won't be me, unless someone crashes into it. But that car right there, yes, that car right there, I know it's a Grand Marquis, okay? But it's the car I got, and I can't afford a drift car at this moment. We're making some pretty big changes in our life. One of them being that we're trying to find a house. But we can't really invest 10 grand, which is like a minimum, 10 grand into a drift car. Eventually, I'll have the F-250 here as a daily, and the Grand Marquis will be a long-term project of a drift car. Of course, I want to get it done in 2 months, and then I can have seat time, but that's just not realistic. And it is what it is. Life happens, and buying a house right now is more important than building a drift car. The unfortunate truth of the matter, but it is what it is. That being said, I'll give you guys updates next week on if we did anything with this, if we got anywhere. I really hope we can get it to start this weekend. I'll try and uh, shoot as much video as I can while also being helpful to my father-in-law, because he's giving me his time and trying to troubleshoot this. And he knows more than I do, I think, because he was a mechanic for a long while. And let's get a second set of eyes on it and keep moving forward, because if we leave it sit too long, we're just going to make excuses, and it's going to be, oh well, we'll get to it, we'll get to it. But in the next like, oh, 4 months, what was it, 3 to 4 months, we're going to be buying a house, and the last thing I want to do is try and winch this thing onto a trailer and pay a lot of money to have someone take this 30 minutes away. You know what I mean? If we can fix it now, get it running, we're good, and then we can move on to brakes. I think brakes is, it might turn into a next season thing. Uh, the brake rotors being warped, but that is what it is. As long as we can get it started and we can get it to the next house, that's what I care about. If we drive under 50, shake's not there, so it won't be harming other components, is my thought process on that. But I want to thank you guys for sticking around with me through this, because this isn't a big channel where I just yank this thing out of here, refresh the whole engine bay, get a wiring specialties harness, rewire the whole car, put a link ECU in it, and then take it to my dyno tuner friend and make 350 wheel, and we're all good, and then we test it and it's good, and then we move on to another car in a month and a half. It's just not like that. But we might get to that point. Either way or how, I will keep you guys informed as much as I possibly can and document as much as I possibly can on the build. I guess we'll call it a build, but it's not really a build. I don't want to do too much to it. What I really want to do is get this car running and reliable enough that I can enjoy it during the summer, because I do live in the north, so there is a winter, and this car, I don't want to ever see salt. I want to build that. That is the vision for the channel, is to build the Grand Marquis as a drift car, and that'll be fun, and I think really interesting. The content's going to kind of pivot to, this car is, it runs, it drives, it's good. It is 25 years old, so it's going to have little hiccups here and there, but the Grand Marquis being a drift car is going to be wild. I appreciate you guys for watching this far in the video. If you have any tips as to, I haven't gotten spark since I cleaned my throttle body, and if you guys have no, like, no crank, or no it cranks, crank no start situations with an S chassis, I've tested fuses in here with the key on. Everything gets power to each side. I've tested fuses in the interior fuse panel, and I was testing the ignition relay. I believe it's an ignition relay. An ignition relay behind the ECM. We're not getting power there where we should be getting power as well, on the pins that we should be getting power. I did not test the pins on the ECM because the testing probes off of the multimeter are not thin enough, and if I damage that, well, that's game over. Then I'm buying a wiring harness. If you guys have any tips, tricks, thoughts, process, let me know. I'm not getting power to the, I tested these for power to the ignition coil connector for power, and I'm not getting power to here. But the wiring for this is making my brain hurt. Appreciate you guys for watching even further now, and I will see you next week on another episode of Zenshin Works. Peace out.